is like for the second topic we already discussed what is the importance of social infrastructure, why social infrastructure is important. So the 8 points we discussed. Now we have to move to the another point. The another point, what is that another point? In this topic we have to discuss 3 points. Number 1, education, health, number 2, and family welfare in our country. So this is how I have divided this into 3 parts. So today we are going to cover new point, that is education. Now as I said that social infrastructure, in that we are including education, healthcare and family welfare. Education, healthcare and family welfare. They are required at local level, at regional level, state level and central level. Now what they are giving us, they are improving. Why this social infrastructure is important? Because they are improving the quality of people's lives and development of human capital. Without this social infrastructure, human development is not at all possible. Human development is not at all possible. See, understand that if you don't have education, what is going to happen? If you don't have education, you will not understand what is happening around, right? So for everything, education is important. Now today we are focusing only one point, that is education. Now from independence in our country, the human development has been one of the important priority. Since human independence, human development was one of the important priority. The 5-year plan started in our country in 1951. That time onwards, they were not only creating economic infrastructure, but they realized that social infrastructure is also very important for human development. So in all the plans, all the committees which were appointed by the government, everyone has given the suggestion that human development is very, very important, and human development is important, then we have to have a social infrastructure. Now education is having lots of education is considered as a merit goods, which is going to give us merit. Because education is there in the private sector, so lots of changes have come in our in education pattern. So they are including entire population, we can say. Those who wants to have some special type of education, they can join that institute, and people are now open for all types of education facilities in our country. And because of that, there is a great development in our country. That is what we can say. There is a great development. Now just focusing on education, we are going to start that what are the facilities government has given to the education sector in social infrastructure. See, basically you all are aware that India is a nation of young people. We all are aware about it, right? According to the census of 2011, the youth population in our country, youth population, when I say youth population, the age group is 15 to 24. 15 to 24, that is the youth population. So in India, 19.1% population was coming into the this, we can say that this age group in 2011. But in 2020, it reached up to 34.33%. So you can consider it as a 35% population is a youth population in our country. And that is one of the best advantage for the development, because so much of young people are there. Like 35% population is in the young age group. So the young population in India, if the government is giving all types of equipment with for the education development, then skills, then this young population can contribute effectively to the development of the economy. Because as you all are aware that everything is depending upon the young population. You all are coming in that age group. young age group you all are coming. So if government is giving you all types of facilities, very good education, all types of skills development program, then definitely you people will contribute effectively to the development of the economy. Now India education is the most crucial investment in human development. When your parents are they are spending money on the education, we should not say that they are spending money, they are investing money, because once you get a good education, you are going to get good jobs. When you are going to get good jobs, your life will be altogether totally different, your lifestyle will be different, your standard of living will be different. So education is the most crucial investment. Why your parents are spending so much of money on education? Because they know that without education there is no growth. There are so many parents, they are uneducated, but they realize the importance of education, and that is why they are investing more money on the education. So that is a very we can say that important investment for the human development. Education is the most crucial investment in human development. Now India is committed to the United Nations Millennium Development Goals and education for all. Education for all. So India's commitment is there that we have to have education facilities to all the people. Now we are going to discuss number of policies government have started to promote the education. The question can be, explain the government policy measures to promote education. I repeat the question. Explain the government policy measures to promote education. So there are more than 10 policies that we have to discuss today. Now in that you have to understand each one's the heading, and you have to explain in front of that in only 1 or 2 sentences, which I am going to tell you now. The first policy measure government announced to promote education is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, in short it is called as SSA, or even Right to Education, RTE. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan or Right to Education, SSA or RTE. That means the free education for all the children. Free education for all the children between the age of 6 to 14 years has been made fundamental right under RTE Act 2009. That means the education should given, it is a fundamental right. It is a fundamental right. So RTE Act 2009 says that education, free education for all the children. Understand the importance of the word free education. Free education for all the children between the age of 6 to 14 years becomes compulsory, or it is a fundamental right under this Act RTE 2009. So this is number 1 policy government started. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, SSA, or Right to Education. Now SSA was launched in 2001 and 2. Okay, why it was launched? Because they wanted to improve the performance of the school system. They wanted to improve the performance of the school system. They in that they are even the facilities in the school, like toilet facility, free textbook to the children, free meals, so many facilities they started under this scheme of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, SSA. Okay, RTE. This is the first point. Students, the pointers are very important in economics. So this question last time when you have last year when I have seen the question paper, it is given. This question is there. Explain the government policy measures to promote education. So number 1, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, SSA, or Right to Education. In that you have to write when they have started and what is the aim of that. So this RTE Act it was established in our country in 2009, and according to RTE Act, free education for all the children between age of 6 to 14 years, and that education is the fundamental right. That is what is important. And SSA was launched in 2001 and 2 for improving the performance of school system. This is number one. Now moving on to the next point, second point. The second point is National Program for Education of Girls at Elementary Level. National Program for Education of girls at elementary level. When I am discussing all these programs, in majority of the programs, the great importance is given to the education to the girls, because unless and until the girls are educated, there will not be any development in the family. So government realized that there has to be empowerment of a woman. So many programs are connected with that. Okay, so this is also National Program for Education of Girls at Elementary Level. In short, it is called as NPEGEL. And this program started in July 2003, and the main aim of this program is to provide support for education of underprivileged girls at the elementary level. So education facilities should be given to the girls who are coming in the category of underprivileged or disadvantaged girls. So it is given the support to the girls. This is the second program. Now the third program government started, Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalay. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalay. In short, it is called as KGBV. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalay. It was launched in 2004. Okay, and it is like, for the residential school at elementary level for girls. Again, it is for girls. The girls belonging to SC, ST, OBC and minorities. The girls belonging to SC, ST, OBC and minorities. So this program started to set up the residential schools at elementary level, because so many girls, they are not able to go to the schools, and also for them the residential schools means there in the school premises only they can stay. So hostel facilities and such facilities are provided under this scheme. So this scheme was launched in 2004, and for the to set up the residential schools at elementary level for the girls belonging to SC, ST, OBC and minorities. Okay, moving on to the next point, National Program of Midday Meals in Schools. National Program of Midday Meals in Schools. Midday meals means दोपहर का खाना. लोगों बच्चों को that midday meal should be provided. So this program is totally centrally sponsored program, and it was it started, we can say that, in 2004, and basically the program is for to provide the cooked meal. It is a cooked meal, understand, it is not dal chawal, that raw meal. It is not like that. It is a cooked meals to the children studying in the government school, government aided schools or local body schools. Okay, government school like BMC school में आता है, government schools में है, उन लोगों के लिए this program has started, the provision for providing cooked meals to the children. Why all those things government is doing? Understand one thing, we are talking only about education part. So providing education is the primary or the first priority of the government. In social infrastructure, the first point is coming education, and providing education is the main priority, and under that government has started this program. At least some the students can come to the schools and they can take the primary education. Girls can come to the schools and they can take the elementary education. So if they have food problem at home, they can come to the school and they can have a food facilities. So those who are studying in government schools, government aided schools, local body schools, they are getting all types of facilities, and because of that the role of the children increased, attendance increased. I think अपने क्लास में देखो अभी only 65 students are there, but अभी क्या तुम लोगों को मैं चॉकलेट वगैरह डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करूँ ताकि तुम लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आए. So this is like that is a temptation that but I don't know, we will start when we will meet. Okay, so this is what you have to understand here, that why government is giving this, to improve the attendance in the school. This is what you have to understand. Now the next is the 5th program government started, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. These are like some Marathi words are there, some Sanskrit words are there, but you have to by heart it. There is no other go. Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. In short, it is called as RMSA. RMSA. It is launched in 2009. Almost these programs 2002, 4, 9 यही टाइम में आए हुए हैं. So it is launched in 2009 to improve the access to secondary education and improve the quality of education and access to secondary education. Generally in India, what is happening, the observation is like this: some of the children are going to the school, the parents are sending them to the school. This is I'm talking only about a government school, because there the uniform facility is given, school facility is given, midday meals are given. Those parents are just thinking at least something they are getting, and that is why they are sending them to the schools. But when it is coming to the secondary education, there are many dropouts. Many students are not continuing their education. Many girls especially are not continuing the education, and that is why this program has started in 2009, that to improve the access to the secondary education and improve the quality of the education. The main objective of this scheme is to achieve the enrollment ratio of 75% for the classes within 5 years. That then government made a rule that 75% attendance has to be there, right? So the main aim is that at least when the students are there in the class, they will understand what is happening, there will be improvement in their life, there will be improvement in the quality of their life. So this program has started, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. Now the next 6th program government started, that is inclusive education for the disabled at secondary stage. Inclusive education for the disabled at secondary stage. हमको भगवान ने पूरा अच्छा सब कुछ दिया है. Some people are there, they are physically challenged people. So for them, the government has started this scheme in 2009 and 10. Okay, this entire scheme or the entire program is providing for disabled children, those who are studying in class 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th. So in the local government schools, they will be getting all types of support. So this entire program is for the disabled children, because now understand one thing, the right to education, that is right to education for all the children, including these disabled also. When we say inclusion, we are including everything. Inclusion means SC, ST, NT, OBC, minority, girls, then disabled, everyone is included in that. So this program started by the government in 2009 and 10. Okay, now the 7th one, the next program is Model Schools Schemes. Model Schools Schemes. Now what is this scheme? This scheme, the aim of this scheme is to provide quality education to talented children in the rural area, because in the rural areas so many facilities are not there, now network is not there, or even they want to go for the competitive exam, though they are not able to prepare for that. So this scheme, Model School Schemes, the aim of this scheme is to provide quality education to the talented rural children, so that they will also get the education facility and they can also improve themselves. So this is really very important program for the rural talented children. So where this program is giving so many facilities are given to the program in this program. Then the next is Sakshar Bharat. Sakshar Bharat. What is the meaning of Sakshar? Sakshar is literacy. and in short it is called as SB, Sakshar Bharat or Adult Education. Abhi Sakshar Bharat and Adult Education, it is coming under the National Literacy Mission. National Literacy Mission, and it started on 8th September 2009. Okay, what is the aim of this program? That is National Literacy Mission, that is Total Literacy Campaign. That means basic literacy to the non-literate, those who are not educated, for them the education facility should be provided. So Total Literacy Campaign. Post literacy program. Post literacy program means they are giving so many other skill development program under this. Then continuing education program, like a lifelong education or long education to the community. So these things are coming under this Sakshar Bharat. Sakshar Bharat, that means everyone must get the education. Everyone is listening? Yes, Manju, can you tell me that which is the last point we have discussed? Omkar, Manju, Ashutosh, anyone can tell me which was the last point? This is Sakshar Bharat, so now we are talking. Sakshar, my dear Kartika, Sakshar, S-A-K. SAAKSHAR, Sakshar Bharat. Okay, so no one is sleeping. Omkar has not replied. Okay. The ninth point is higher and technical education. Higher and technical education. Higher and technical education includes graduate, postgraduate, doctorate degree courses in the broad streams of arts, science, commerce, law, technology, medicine and pharmacy. Okay, this is the higher and technical education, because government realized that if the higher education is there, then only there will be a growth. Right? So when the country that aims at higher economic and social achievement must invest heavily in higher and technical education. That is what the government's realization. So government has started so many institutes which are technical institute and higher education, which are giving the best education to the children. Like we can give the examples of IITs, Indian Institute of Technology, IIM, Indian Institutes of Management Studies, right? AIIMS, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, then various law college. Today if we see that there are 16 IITs in our country, 13 IIMs are there, 12 national law universities are there, 7 AIIMS are there, and 47 central universities are there. Why these facilities are provided by the government? It is only because government realize that if we have to develop ourselves, we have to achieve the economic and social achievements, then we have to invest heavily in higher and technical education. So this is what you have to write under higher and technical education. And the last point is Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. In short, it is called as RUSA. 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 Now, what is this RUSA? It is also a centrally sponsored scheme, and it was launched in 2013. 2013 it was launched, and the aim of this scheme is to provide funding to eligible state higher educational institutions. मतलब the institutions are there, they are like the good education, and for them government is giving funds to them. So providing funding to the eligible state higher educational institutions. And the main aim of this RUSA is improve the faculty quality. Faculty's quality also has to be good, then only they can teach properly. Then research output, innovation in education, higher education and reform educational institution. This is the main aim of Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan. So these are the 10 programs the government has started for this for the improvement of education. As I said, improvement of education is very